Hi, I'm Kendall, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how to use Pathfinder and I'm going to show you flat animal faces and how I use Pathfinder when making one. So first off, you're going to want to go to Window and scroll down to Pathfinder, and then that opens the Pathfinder tab right there. And basically, Pathfinder is used to combine two or more shapes in multiple different ways. Like you can put two together, or you can take some part of one away, and stuff like that. So this right here is a flat animal face that I created. It's like a dog, and basically I created it by adding shapes together and joining them all together and using Pathfinder. So first we're going to focus on Unite in the Pathfinder, and in this flat animal face I use Unite. Um, if you can see the light gray part, not the lightest gray, but the second light gray part, that originally consisted of four different circles, like two on the bottom and two behind the eyes. And then I used the Unite to create that all one, and it kind of created like a type of mask. Um, so next I'm going to do the last step and make a shadow on one side of the face, and I'm going to use Pathfinder to do that. So I just created a copy of this, and then I use Unite, and that basically made it all one shade and created it all to be one. And then I just took the stroke away. And then I'm going over to strokes, and I'm going to change the transparency to multiply, which makes it so that you can see through it a little bit. And I'm going to put that back over and line it up correctly on top. So next I'm going to make sure that transparent layer is the one that's selected, and I'm going to go to the eraser, and I'm going to bring it back over and draw a line while holding down the Option key, or Alt if you're not on a Mac, and draw down the center. And then it's going to create like a white rectangle, and I'm going to cover the left side of the face. And then once I let go of that, that takes away the transparent layer on that side. So now you have a shadow on the right side. And then I just went and lightened the fill a little bit so the shadow was a little bit less dark. So that's basically it for the flat animal face, and now I'm going to show you another example of using the Unite tool. So here I just have two circles that I created, and when I click the Unite tool, it forms them into one, as you can see, and it always does the color of the one that's on the top. So if you want to change that, right here I just moved the darker one forward, and then I select them both again and use the Unite tool, and it makes them gray, but it's all one shape now and it moves as one. So next we have the minus front shape mode, and here you select both of them, and you click the minus front tool, and that takes away the whatever object is in front, and it cuts it out of the bottom one as well. Next is the intersect tool, so that will leave only the part where the two objects intersect, as you can see here, and it takes the color of whatever object is on top. And then last of the shape modes is exclude, and that's basically the opposite of the one we just saw, where it leaves everything except of where the two objects intersect, as you can see here. And it takes the color of the top one again. So next we're going to move down to the Pathfinder tools. The first one is divide, and that basically cuts out where pieces overlap. So I'm going to show you an example of this on this triangle and rectangle over here. And so I'm going to take the rectangle and I'm going to place it right over the middle of the triangle. And then I'm going to select them both and click the divide button. And then I can move that outer part of the rectangle away, and you can see it takes out that shape of the triangle. You can just delete that part, and then you're left with basically this triangle to shades, and you can change the shade to make it look more like a shadow or whatever you want to do. And you can also move it apart as well. So next we have trim, and this basically removes parts that are overlapping or hidden. So we're going to come up to here to this over here, and that is actually three different parts. It's a black circle with like the red donut and the red star as well. So we're going to select all of them and then click the trim button. And now we can remove parts that were once overlapping each other. So here I can remove the center of the star. And now you can see through that, obviously. So next we have the merge tool. And merge, it basically just makes two or more objects into one. So we're going to come down here to this black circle and pink star. And as you can see now, they're two separate objects. We can move them separately. They do not move together. So we're going to want to select them both and then click the merge button. And now they will move as one. So now we're going to use the crop feature, which makes everything underneath the top layer disappear. So here we're going to select it all and click crop, and it's going to make everything below that outer one disappear. And next is outline, which basically just makes only the outline stay. As you can see, you just select it and click outline, and then you're left with the outline of all three shapes, but that's all. And lastly, we have the minus back tool, which is exactly the opposite of the minus front tool in the shape modes. So the back punches up through the front shape. So we're going to come back to these two circles, and we're going to select them both and click minus back. And here you have the back shape come up through the front shape and create that in the front shape. So yeah, that's basically all there is to the Pathfinder. It's obviously very helpful with creating the flat animal faces, but also creating logos and a lot of other things that require a lot of different shapes in them.